This is Western Fashion Behind the Scenes, hosted by the Boot Babes. In this podcast, we delve deep into the world of Western fashion, exploring its history, trends, and the people who make it happen. With cowgirls once again taking the spotlight, we bring you stories from the industry's most fascinating characters. Saddle up and join us as we ride into the wild west of fashion. And now here's your host.
Hey, it's Ashley, the Boot Babe, and we are live on Western Fashion Behind the Scenes today with one of the people that I've been trying to track down for a while because I saw her in Las Vegas and then I could never find her again. Brittany Scoville, you are here. I'm so grateful.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You are a full-time social media influencer. I watch you on TikTok every single day, and I am obsessed with your life because not only do you have a healthy relationship that seems to be working, you're navigating through things that most people are not comfortable doing in public. So tell me a little bit, let's start with your social media influencer career. How did that get started?
So I probably started in 2019 when it was still Musical.ly, but it just turned into TikTok. So then there was new buzz around TikTok. And I didn't really get a hold of anything until one of my friends started posting some videos. And then I just started posting videos, and a couple of my videos went viral. And I was like, I think I can make a career out of this. And that's what I did. And I'm still doing it, and I love it.
Did you have a job before?
Yes, I was going to college. I was actually in college in 2019, 2020, going for nursing. I had my CNA. I was working in nursing homes. I was a lifeguard. So yeah, that was my plan. That was my plan, was to be a nurse.
And then can I ask you how old you are?
I am 21, just turned 20.
Amazing. And if you're doing it at 21, I feel like, so I'm 37. That's amazing. So watch this. I've had social media for almost longer than you've been alive.
What?
Isn't that crazy? I got social media almost 20 years ago when I was 7. It's wild how well, thanks. I appreciate that. But the reality is, think of all of the people that have had it and had the opportunity to do what you did in those 20 years and didn't.
Right.
So number one, I'm proud of you for taking the leap of faith, because a lot of girls are scared to just say, I'm going to do this full time and own it. That makes so many girls inspired to be able to do this. So you started doing it, and was it fun? Has it always been fun? Have you had challenges? Tell me about it.
Honestly, it was fun when there was something new going on or drama. So I actually started on social media with my ex. And people loved the personality and persona that we built up together. And things just went south for us. I broke up with him. And then once Austin and I started settling down and things weren't talked about, or there wasn't drama to be talked about, that's kind of when it started almost feeling like a job, because at the same time I was signing with my first management. So then I felt like it had to be a job. And I felt like there was a point to where it just wasn't fun to me. And I feel like I'm starting to get back in my groove, and I feel so happy about it.
That's exciting. I've seen you kind of go up and then down and say, like, I don't like this anymore, which I feel like everyone goes through that. So if you're listening to this and you're struggling with, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this today, it doesn't feel like there's an authenticity. What I really like to share with people is that you think about the impact that you have. Think about who you're helping. And even if you helped one person and it changed their life, I know you have a really specific journey with women. It's called My Own Worth. It's a page, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
So My Own Worth, I wanted to create because I was like an all-around athlete in high school. I think I was in like 9 different sports. I was go, go, go. And then I moved out of my parents' house. I was living life on my own. I wasn't taking care of my body and its needs and wants. And I just started losing a shit ton of weight. And I just didn't know what to do with myself. My confidence was so low. My self-image, my self-love was just shit. So I created My Own Worth, honestly, for my own benefit. But I knew that other girls and other women can benefit off of it. And we've got a pretty awesome, badass female community going on over there. 20,000.
20,000, even better. But so if you're listening to this, you can find her. I'll put this in the show notes, but it's My Own Worth. And is it on TikTok and Instagram, or just Instagram?
Just Instagram, but I think I've been thinking about going to TikTok. I just don't know how to niche down on that yet.
Yeah, My Own Worth on TikTok. That would be I think there's some powerful things you can do with that. What are your plans for that for the future? Have you had any events with it, or just something that you're personally kind of cultivating? What would be your ultimate dream?
My ultimate dream with it would to be to have a selling point, to have merch with it. And I've kind of got my foot wet with that out the door, if you want to say. Austin, actually, my boyfriend, he started up his merch, and a part of his merch, we created a sweatshirt, and it had a design on the back with the flower, and it says, only fake flowers are flawless. And so that was like the starting point, just to see if people are interested. And if people are interested, I'd love to start selling merch and stuff like that. I'd love to travel, get on the road and go to events, not only in the hunting industry, but I want to do it both. So I want to have like the hunting part, but I also want to have like the badass confidence female tied in together. So then you're conquering two at one.
Yeah, hunting is a great subject to take on. I grew up on a hunting operation in southeastern Idaho. My family has 60 horses. We pack into the mountains, which is a super lost art. And my dad, like 10 to 10,000 feet.
Cool.
It's amazing, a lost art, something I grew up doing, something I know a lot about, conservation. And we went to Safari Club International in Nashville just a few weeks ago. And I noticed that there's so many women who are nervous to get involved or speak up about hunting. Invite them into this. Using this podcast, invite women into your world of hunting and why it matters.
So I've actually had my fair share of mean girls in the hunting industry, and I don't know what it is, but it's just nobody can win. You can never do anything right, and that goes for any industry. Western hunting, if you're doing what you're loving, people are going to try to tear you down if you're being successful.
So at this point in the podcast, Brittany lost track a little bit of where we were. She felt really bad. She was like, I don't even know what you asked me. And the reality is I was helping her find her most authentic self. See, I work in the land of hypnosis sometimes, and on these podcasts, it can be challenging if you're nervous. So she was able to navigate through, and we talked about how important it is to be able to address things when they come up and not feel scared or insecure, like what you have to say might be wrong. So we'll go right back, and now you know that's what's going on right now. The good news is,
the reality is, if you're not feeling well and you're not able to communicate about it, you could walk away from this podcast feeling like sad, ashamed, guilty, whatever it is, because I wasn't willing to take the time to communicate with you, right? Or you weren't brave enough, or you didn't have enough confidence or courage to say, like, I don't know what the freak we're doing here.
Yeah.
And that's part of understanding the entrepreneur gift that we all have, is that there's not one way to do it. And the linear line of how things have looked in the past is gone. It's over. So sometimes look circular and they move around a lot and they kind of leave your mind. And the reality is, I feel like God speaks through us. And I'm not here to preach about religion, but there is an essence of who you are and your most authentic self being able to share with people things that change the trajectory of their life. And I know that you have a lot of that inside of you. As I've watched you, this is a fun session. As I've watched you, I see that you are willing. So that's all you have to have, is that the ingredient is willingness. And that's what makes the cake actually rise and bake. If you don't put in the stuff that makes the cake rise, it won't go anywhere, but the willingness makes the cake rise. And it's uncomfortable a lot of times because we're shedding off old patterns and old layers that we thought were who we were. So even in this podcast, you're going like, maybe at some point in your life, I'm sure you thought, I was lied to probably the majority of my life about most things. Did you ever feel like this?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And when you felt like this, I would guess it had to do with something where you weren't feeling very well.
I thought in the time I was feeling fine, but looking back at it now, I was not.
And so people are in that situation right now. And people kind of mask it by saying, I'm a Western fashion influencer, or I'm a whatever they call themselves. Yes. And the reality is they're just not feeling well, and they're trying to figure out how to feel well, and they're trying to figure out how to put on a different character. So
yes, I agree with you.
Tell me a little bit about your journey as far as when you lost all the weight, then what happened?
In high school, I was probably a good healthy 125, 130, and I just stopped eating. My mindset all my life is, if I'm working out, it's to lose weight, not to gain weight. You don't need to work out to gain. That was always my mindset. And so
And who
I
taught
was
you that?
scared. I don't know. And I've been in the gym my whole life, like training double practices all day. Not all day, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I thought that the way I could gain the weight back quick and easy, like the lazy way cheat, is to just dump a whole bunch of protein in me. So I went to the store, bought, oh my gosh, I bought so much protein. I ate as much as I can, got super, super sick the next day. And so then that was just like my give up point. And I'm like, okay, so if I can't eat, I wasn't allowing myself time. I didn't have no structure. I wasn't doing anything for myself. And my mom has always told this, like, you need to start a routine, you need to have a schedule, and you need to have a structure. My true wake up call, and I posted a TikTok about this, and I actually haven't talked about it ever until now. And I feel like I'm ready to talk about it. I posted a TikTok. It was a conversation I had with my mom, and I was just I was crying and bawling. She said on the phone that my weight was concerning her. It was noticeably, she could noticeably see that I was not good. I need help. And it was just like, why is she just now noticing when I've been preaching this for like a year on my own worth? Like I've always been saying this to everybody, and they always say, as long as you're healthy, as long as you're happy, you'll be fine. But it's not. I am happy. I don't know if I'm the healthiest. I would like to do more for myself, and I don't know why I would ever stop myself to do more for myself. When in reality, all you can do is a 10-minute workout each day, drink 2 protein shakes a day, start somewhere, build a structure, and get some gains. That's what I'm trying to do.
I love this. So what do you weigh right now?
I weigh 109.
Okay, good job. I saw the post on TikTok. The guttiness and the rawness and the grittiness and the determination that it takes to break the chains of what your subconscious mind says is trying to keep you safe is so hard. And I know that you're doing it every single day. And so your superpower, I think, you said it was the connections that you made with people over social media, but I really believe that your superpower is sharing with people how they can have rapid transformation if that's what they want. If you're not feeling well, you have the ability to do something about it, right?
Absolutely.
And so where would someone start? Like if they're listening to this and they're like, oh my gosh, this is not what I thought I was going to listen to on Western Fashion Behind the Scenes. I'm not feeling good. I'm overweight, or I've lost all this weight and I don't know what to do. What should the first thing be that they do?
I think the first thing that you should do is not to do everything all at once. Start super, 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 super small. Do one thing, then gradually build. I've been doing 15-minute workouts every single day, and then the protein thing. But another thing that you could do is listening to podcasts in the morning and doing affirmations, getting your mindset straight. Because if you're in bed hyping yourself up while you're getting ready, you're going to conquer the day. Like you're just going to conquer the day. I've always thought of the things that, like working out, like doing good things that'll benefit me, is just something that we have to do in life. But I get to work out. I get to go hunting. I get to do this. And it's, why not? Why not do more? Start out small. If it doesn't work, do something different.
Good advice. Start out
Something
small.
for my anxiety. I've been suffering, well, not now, but anxiety has been something that I've been struggling with a lot lately. And I've never been on like prescription medication. And I was just to the point where I just felt like I needed to be put on. I was on it for a while.
What did they put you on? Can I ask you that?
Escalopram. It's the generic version of Lexapro.
Yeah.
So I was on that, went to Florida, didn't take my prescription with me. And I was just like, okay, I think this is the time that I just want to get off. And
how long were you on it, and what was your dose?
I think I was at 10 milligrams per day. And I was probably on it for 4 months, 4 or 5 months. And yeah, we went to Florida. I forgot my medicine with me, and I was like, I don't want to be on this anymore. I actually had a conversation with one of my friends, and he said, do you ever stop and think that medication is just a Band-Aid? Do you think that they're just trying to take your money from you monthly or whenever you need? Like it's a need. You feel like it's a need. They're pushing all of these chemicals that your body doesn't need. They're keeping us controlled. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, if you really want to think about it, I mean, sure, there's medications out there that are awesome for pain medications and stuff like that, but like anxiety and stuff like medication, depression, antidepressants, and I don't know that I feel fine now.
So how long have you been off it?
I have been off for 4 weeks and I'm finally feeling like I'm off of it.
Okay, Brittany, do you want to play a game with me? I am so excited that you're on this podcast today. You want to play a game? Play a game
Let's
with me.
do it.
Okay.
Let's play.
I'm going to play a fun game with you, and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, okay? And it's going to be fun because we're going to evoke some emotions and it's going to feel kind of weird for a minute. I'm going to pave this for you because I want you to know that this is not what I normally do on here. I actually have another podcast called Wake Up or Die, and we do conscious hypnosis and transformation in real time. We're actually going to do it on this one because it's way funner. So
Okay, I'm down.
I'm so excited. Brittany, tell me about your anxiety. Where does it live in your body? Point to it.
She points to her head.
And what color is it?
Purple.
And what shape is it?
Square.
Is it a box or is it flat?
Flat.
Flat. Is it moving?
Mm-mm.
So it's stationary. Okay,
Yes.
so first I want you to imagine that you're going to turn it into a box, like a cube in your brain. And just for a second, we're going to make it bigger, like over your whole body. So it's going to feel like you're in anxiety, probably because that's your anxiety, right? And your hands might get sweaty, might kind of feel kind of strange, but we're going to start to spin it, okay? And this is going to get worse as we do this. So we're going to spin it clockwise, and it's going to start faster and faster, like a clock, like a top, kind of. And it's going to make you feel nauseous, maybe. I don't know what it's going to do, but what I know is this. Do you have a backyard?
Yes.
Where's your favorite place outside?
Probably in my backyard.
Okay, great. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this purple spinning cube out of you completely, and we're going to put it in your backyard. And this sounds funny, but we're going to turn it into a balloon, a heart-shaped pink balloon. And you're going to hold it in your hand and you're going to watch it float away, a helium balloon. Okay?
Okay.
And for now, that's all we're going to do. And what I can tell you is this, Brittany, that pictures, sounds, and feelings live inside of our body rent-free until they don't anymore. We hold those pictures, sounds, and feelings, and that's what creates pattern states and languages inside of us. So somewhere in your life, you had a picture, sound, and feeling that created a lot of anxiety. You decided that that was part of you. You decided that that needed to be part of you to keep you safe. It's okay. There's no tiger going to eat your baby. There's no more trouble. There's no more pain. You can let that go, and it doesn't have to be a part of you. You can clearly see how it's not a part of you, even as we're talking about it. So the part that we took out of you, the place where we took it out, we're going to fill up with pure white light. So imagine pure white, sparkly light coming down through the top of your head, down through your eyes, down through your lips, down through your neck, down into your stomach, down through your legs, and out through your feet. It's that simple to help someone change their trajectory, because trajectory is where you're pointed at in life. And if you don't know what you don't know, you can't help yourself. See, I had a panic attack at Disneyland when I was 29 years old. I'd done so much self-help and work on myself. I was like, what is wrong with me? This is not real. Do I need medicine? I have done so much work. I don't want to suffer anymore. And someone came along just like this and taught me this, just like this. And it was so significant for me. It changed my life in such a way because it's really impressive. What happens is this. So watch, Brittany, tell me about your anxiety.
It's not in me, I'll tell you that. What the heck? That was weird. I will say that was weird. I was seeing a box spin in me, and then it just jumped out, and then I saw the purple balloon go up in the sky. Weird. I feel relaxed. I'm a little clammy right now, but I'm relaxed.
I'm super clammy, and I can feel like that. So people think that is the most bizarre thing, but you can actually help yourself this way, and you can help other people. Have you ever seen someone suffering and you know that like if you could do something to help them, you would?
Absolutely.
This is what I teach people is I tell them, you can ask anybody, like, what color is it? Where does it live in your body? And the most creative person actually wins. The most creative person with the most options always wins. So if you can give yourself enough options, you can help anyone and yourself. So that was interesting. That's not what I thought we would do today.
Wow.
But
that was awesome.
do know this. I do have a gift, and I'm very, very good at it. And I care so much that someone feels well. So the minute that I see that there's something in them, in their energy field or in their body or whatever you believe in, that's not serving them, I'm willing to help them if they're willing to be helped. Have you ever dealt with hard things inside of the Western world? Like, how have you dealt with the mean girls?
I'm gonna have to think on this one for a bit.
Well, this is the thing. Do you gravitate towards trying to talk to them and work it out, or just ignoring them completely?
Just ignoring them completely. NFR, I honestly try to stay away of just everything. It was just a lot. I don't know, the judgment for sure. I'm not like the it girl when it comes to all of these like Western fashion outfits and stuff. I'm definitely like I have a niche. My niche is definitely camo, and I'm trying to work in camo with the Western industry and having it look good, like camo fashion.
Okay, I love this. I'm totally on your train, and I'm willing to help you in any capacity because I love camo, right? I'm a hunting girl.
Heck yeah.
And you know what the
Heck yeah.
reality is? Nobody is the it girl, not Taylor, not nobody. Nobody's the it girl, because if you make yourself the it girl, then that means you're better than someone else. And that's just not the truth. The truth is, we're all here. We have two pants. We have two legs, and we put our pants on the same way. The shit on your boots smells the same as the shit on my boots. There is no difference in any human being. And so the NFR comes with a lot of kind of psyche around it. And so are you going this next year?
I think so. Yeah, I'd like to. Not for 10 days though.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit and talk about management. Do you love being managed, and how is that working out for you?
Yeah, I like it. It's definitely, you do have a lot of slow times. It's not always go, go, go. I feel like if I wasn't with the management, I could be doing more personable things, like things that I want to do without it being something else that you've already seen or somebody else has already worked with. Like I'm a hunter. I love getting involved with hunting. Not that my management doesn't offer that or won't offer that. That's just something that I love. I want to be out going to SHOT shows and hunting events, and I want to go on hunts. I just want to go and get involved and talk and influence and get women involved.
Yeah, so that's your passion and your purpose, right? Getting women involved. So if you're listening to this podcast and you have a hunting brand, or you have like hunting opportunities, hunting trips, this girl right here is the girl to blow up your social media. So bring her, which is really fun. You just hosted the Auburn Rodeo. Tell me a little bit about that.
That was nuts. Yeah, we Kirsten, Simply Kirsten on TikTok, she actually got the opportunity and she asked me if I wanted to co-host with her. And so that was awesome, just for her to trust me and have the ability to hype each other up. And I'm pretty sure we were in front of like 30,000 people. So that was nuts.
Did you ask them to tell them to follow your social media?
No, I didn't even say who I was, because I was like, okay, I'm here to have a fun time. Let's just get it.
Okay. You're so cute. You're like, no.
I had my camel pants on. I was listening to some country music, and it was a fun time.
I love that. For girls that are wanting to get involved or want to do things like that, let's talk about rate for a little bit. You don't have to say exactly what you're getting, but like, can you give us an idea of what's reasonable and what should your time cost?
Do you want me to tell you what I got paid for Auburn?
You can if you want to. I do this because a lot of girls, so a lot of girls wonder, right? And they all have this idea that people get paid so much money to do these things. And the reality is you're growing your brand, you're growing your career, you're investing in opportunities that you think might benefit you in the future. And we all do that. So
Yes. Yeah, that was one of the things that I had asked for, even for travel, because we did drive 12 hours to get there just for 1 day rodeo. And we leave for South Africa next week. So that was something that I definitely wanted to try and get, because I wasn't just going as like an influencer. I was working, like I was there to work. I was their face. So it was just kind of a bummer that they didn't pay me. Or pay my way, and I'm not complaining. I'm gonna take this opportunity. So
let's just back up a little bit. So Kirsten got the gig. I have to talk about this because so many people are not willing to address it. So Kirsten got the gig, and then she invited you. Did she get paid? Not bad or good? Just wondering. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. So they asked her to host it and not pay her.
No.
Okay, that's really interesting. What about Ruffy McDuffie and those other girls?
None. No.
None.
Nothing.
This is important. And let me tell you why this is important, because so many girls feel guilty and shameful and sad and upset that they're not able to get a job like that. And the reality is all they got to go do is fucking volunteer. And I'm going to use that word because the reality is go to your local rodeo and say, hey, I'm a fashion influencer and I'd love to host your rodeo for you, or I'd love to host your bunny sale for you, or your horse sale, or whatever you're doing in your town, right? Or your craft fair. I'd love to be a spokesperson for that. And that's all you have to do to be able to get involved. And now the Auburn Rodeo knows who you are. And hopefully if they have a budget next year, they won't take advantage of you, because I do feel like that's taking advantage of creators and utilizing a platform because you have millions of followers, girl.
Yeah.
The purpose of this podcast is to help people think through what should their next right move be and how can they make money and do what they love. And so it's okay to say like, okay, this didn't work so good. I wish it was different. And I do. I had an experience where I sent a whole bunch of Jackson Hole to a girl and she sent it back like completely mutilated. And I didn't tell her how to pack it. I didn't tell her how to do it. I was like, oh my gosh, this was the worst thing that I ever did. But that's how we learn, right?
Right.
So do you have contracts right now that are paying you?
Like monthly?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, but you want one.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I'd love one. There's companies that we'll work with like over and over, but it's not ever steady or anything. Nothing's
But it's
ever
like a
steady.
one-time fee.
Management. Yes.
Okay. And what's the
And with
one-time fee typically?
Well, depending on what, like a music campaign or like a promo or something like. I did a campaign with Midas, Midas, for a oil change, and I think I got paid $3,500 for that.
And that was what, a series of videos, a series of TikToks?
I think it was one reel, one TikTok, and one feed post. So 3 hard posts, and then I think it was an Instagram story too. So four hard posts.
Well, that's a really good deal. $3,500 for 4 hard posts. That's like
Yeah.
and that's what you see. That's incredible. So how do we make these companies see the value of paying people and making sure that their advertising budget accolades to that?
Right. Well, it's not even like if you see the ad first, you need to understand and trust the person before you see the ad. So definitely building up your own brand and connecting and making sure that you have a trusting audience. That's probably my selling key point. Whatever I say or promote, people are going to probably agree with, because I don't like to beat around the bush. Half of the time I'm not going to use something if it doesn't work for me.
Right. So it's a like, no trust factor, right? That's the number one way to sell things, is a personal like, no trust factor.
And be
That's
organic.
good.
Be organic. If you make it seem like an ad, like you see ads all the time in 2023, just talk, say what you want. If you cuss, that's fine. I feel like that's fine. Brands should be fine with that.
Hey, I'm all about it. I always ask the brand before, like, hey, I kind of have potty mouth sometimes. Like, can I say these words or not? That's good. If you have a brand and you're listening to this, because a lot of brands actually listen to this, I've worked with thousands of brands over the 20 years that I've been in the Western industry, from everything from promotion to helping them write content to helping them design their brand stuff. Who knows what I've done. And it's fun because if you can get to them through this medium and they're listening to this, think about choosing $1,000 for a month, or a couple $1,000s for a month if that's what your budget warrants, or if you're tiny brand, pick $50 for a month and go find someone who represents how you feel about life, and go find someone who represents what life means to you, right? So there's thousands of hunting brands who would love women to be buying their clothing, and you have an extremely amazing audience. So who would be your dream brand to work with? Kuyu? Who?
Sika.
Sika. Okay, great.
Or Matthew Fink. We're bow hunters, so getting a sponsorship, my bow is sponsored. That would be so awesome.
Oh, amazing. It's called what? Matthews?
Matthews. Yep. I shoot a Matthews Prima.
Okay. Oh, I think this is fun too. So Matthews and Sitka, if you're listening to this, Brittany is ready to help you become a global leader in your industry. Hello.
Hello.
It's really good. I'm actually a really good hype girl and a good manager. It's not a bad thing. I love your management team. I'm excited for them. They're very Western focused. If I can help you any way in the hunting industry, I would love to do that at any time. We should probably figure out how to have something cool at a SHOT Show where we do a women's panel and we really talk to the women about how do you grow your social media? How do you become authentic and totally not care what other people think about you? And you're really doing a good job of that. Yeah.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me this. Where did you get your first pair of boots, since we haven't covered it yet?
I got my first pair of boots at Tyson's. It's a feed store. I don't know if a lot of people know where Tyson's or what Tyson's is.
Yeah, Tyson's with a Thei or IE, something like this.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was short boots. I'm pretty sure the area, and they're pink and camo on the top, and then just leather on the bottom.
And how old were you when you got them?
Oh goodness, I was probably 11 or 12, and I took them hunting one day, and it was super, super cold. So I brought my heater with me in the blind, and my feet were too close to the heater. I actually melted like the hard part of my boot down. So now there's a big old soft spot, but I think it's fine.
You still have them?
I still have them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And so do you remember putting them on? And how did you feel confident?
Yes. Heck yeah. I felt even more confident when I got my second pair because they were a little bit longer. But since I've got such long legs, the fit and how my boots looked with pants didn't look good at all because I got skinny legs. So I had to take it to a bootsmith and have them cut the back of it and do a little elastic to make it more fitting to my legs.
Oh, that's amazing though. So many girls have problems and troubles with their calves, athletic calves, skinny calves, right? Stetson actually has some really narrow calf boots that are amazing that I could give you some recommendations.
Pictures, I think, if you can see it.
Okay, yeah, let me see.
So if you're listening to this, you have to go watch the YouTube because Brittany is going to show you her boots.
Is this you melting your foot to the fire?
No, this is me with a alligator.
Oh my gosh.
But I have my boot. This is the only picture I have of them.
I love this so much. What are you doing with that alligator?
I shot it, but it's a target. It's not real.
Oh, I was like, what do your parents think? This is amazing.
It's
even more amazing. Look how cute you are. Yeah, and boots change your life. They change your personality. They change your confidence level. And they change the way that you're able to do life. Yeah. If you were going to leave the audience with one thing, what would it be?
Not to give a flying fuck what other people think about you, because at the end of the day, you need to live life for you. Okay, you're going to be in the casket with yourself, nobody else. Live life how you want.
That's amazing advice. Yes, and it's none of anyone's business what people think about you. It's not even your business what people think about you. It's none of your fucking business. So stop trying to figure it out.
If you want to post a 10-second clip to TikTok with zero context, do it. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody.
Good advice. Brittany, thanks for being with us today. This is Ashley, the Boot Babe. I'm so excited that you were here. And remember, it's always cool to wear cowboy boots. See you soon.
Thank you for listening to Western Fashion Behind the Scenes, hosted by the Boot Babes. If you want to stay up to date with the latest in Western fashion, make sure to subscribe to our show and follow us on social media. We'd love to hear your feedback and suggestions for future episodes, so feel free to reach out. Until next time, keep rocking those cowboy boots.